Well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you are, and welcome to another episode of Take the Points.
A true underdog podcast, if there ever was one.
Yee. Yeah.
Yeet. Yeet. Little J,
that's what it is.
Jay Uso.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
Love it. Shout out to Toledo getting SmackDown this weekend.
Steve, that's why I said that. That is exactly why I said that. I'm trying to do a better job of keeping in tune with what's going on in the wrestling world.
Good for you. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. So
welcome to tonight's episode. We're going to dive totally into the preview of the mayhem in Toledo coming this weekend.
Yep,
Steve,
what's your preview into WrestlePalooza, which is a real thing that's happening Saturday on ESPN. Actually a big deal. First time they've ever been like a big event on ESPN.
So AKA I should not be making fun of it.
I mean, you can do whatever you want. This is America. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah. You might be able to do whatever you want, but maybe not.
Let's just do a hard right off the gate and just say, hey, listen, this is what you can say and do whatever you want.
Fresh off the air of Jimmy Kimmel getting suspended and pulled off the air. Right. Let's talk a little politics, huh?
Yeah, we're going to go deep into Charlie Kirk today. No,
let's go ahead and dive into that.
I will. I have absolutely no patience for any of that stuff anymore.
Our job is actually to come on here and talk to you about things outside of that maybe don't matter as much, but are a hell of a lot more fun to talk about.
Yes, get off Instagram, get off Twitter, focus on the podcast, focus on your teams that need your support right now. I think more than ever, right?
Well, they do. What a great transition. Oh, by the way, we got to shout out Wilson Not here. Just got back from European trip with his dad, I think, right? Mm-hmm. He was in Germany or somewhere, something.
He was out there drinking
some Steins.
What's that green drink? Oh gosh,
Surge?
No, Surge was dope though. Like Surge fought for
battery
sure.
acid.
What was that in the movie Euro Trip? They drank that green drink that had like THC in it.
Yeah. Is that what Wilson was drinking with his dad in Germany?
Probably. Hopefully,
we tried to get him on the pod tonight, and his response was, "No, I just got back from Germany," as if that would somehow deter him from being on the pod. I don't know. That seems like a lack of dedication.
And I imagine him like just getting in the door from Germany.
Yeah.
Right. But I think he lied. I think he got back yesterday.
Yeah. There's no way he was getting. Yeah. He said he was getting back Tuesday, which means he was not getting back tonight. So Yeah. So
thanks, Wilson, for lying.
Yeah. While he edits this tomorrow, because you and I can't edit it.
Because we can't do it. So
yeah, but that's fine.
They'll get 3 minutes in and say, fuck these guys. We're not doing an episode this week.
Classic. Topics this week. So it's football season. So let's be honest. We're going to talk probably primarily some Lions to start, other takeaways from the NFL from last week. I think we're going to keep, trying to do these pods kind of early to midweek just to make sure we can get, the reaction on Sunday has passed a little bit, but just more some of our observations from the previous week going into the next week of NFL. Then we got to talk a little bit about the Tigers in their fall from grace right now. We'll see what's going on right now. I think they're down 2-0 in the 8th, so we'll see how the game ends up tonight. We'll probably be able to wrap it when we're live here. And then we'll talk a little bit NCAA, big NCAA kind of update came out today in regards to the transfer portal we want to touch on. And then if we have any time, we'll dive into Steve Yzerman's horrific press conference from today, and I can shit on the Yzer plan. So, yeah.
Love it.
Let's start with the Leo. So, Steve, I got to say, I think we did a pretty good job last week listening back to the pod where I think in years past we would have come on and been in like panic. Absolute panic mode coming out of that game one against the Packers. I think there's two takeaways that I have from this absolute just crushing of the Bears this past weekend, 52-21.
Dude, just bitch slapped them.
Yeah, it felt like that Jaguars game was it last year or 2 years ago when we kicked the shit out of Jacksonville. But one is the Packers are 2-0 now, two pretty impressive wins to start the year. Lions sitting at 1-1. I think my takeaways are the Packers are better than I thought, and the Bears are really bad. And I think that to me I'm not feeling any, oh my gosh, way better about the Lions. And I'm not feeling like, oh my gosh, they're horrible. I just feel like they're going to be a good, solid team that we thought this year. They beat up on a bad Chicago team and they weren't ready week one. So what's your reaction after the 52-21 slashing of the Chicago Bears? Any like different feelings for you coming out of week one, or did you feel like you kind of level set a little bit kind of expectation wise?
I think I felt pretty much the same. I think we knew going into this year that the schedule was tough.
Yeah.
Green Bay was going to be better. I thought Chicago would be better than they are. That team looks like they just don't care already, which is not a good look for Ben Johnson. You think Ben Johnson coming to Detroit, a team that he has a ton of info on and can study and give a lot of good pointers, right, and have a good game plan for.
Yep.
Just they all came out and fell flat. And Caleb Williams sucks. Like he is. Dude. He impresses at times.
Yeah.
Like with his athleticism, but I don't think he's not a good quarterback. You know what I mean?
Especially with Ben Johnson's offense. I was watching a couple like highlights today just of, some of these guys that do like the deeper dive on the game. And it's like, if you look at a lot of these like calls that Ben Johnson had in the game, you can even see it on his face, him kind of shaking his head, it's these timing throws that I think a guy like Jared Goff is so good at. When a blitz is coming, you literally got, it's like a, 3 step back and then you got to fire.
Stuff.
Yeah. And Caleb's just off, right? It's a little bit behind the receiver. He's a little bit late on the throw. He grounds
30 yards scramble, heave it downfield, interception.
Right. That was like, you just don't see Jared Goff do that. Now, some of the athleticism is just because he can't do that, but that's why they always say some of the best plays with Jared Goff is when he throws the ball 1.5 miles out of bounds because he knows, like, I'm going to get sacked, just get rid of the ball, versus a guy so athletic as Caleb tries to escape. He keeps the play going when it probably should have been dead on arrival. You know what I mean? Because the play just wasn't there.
Yeah, it's like the guys that hit their 5-iron off the tee box. You're like, oh, come on, I'm going driver here, and then they end up getting a birdie, and you're stroking 7.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
it makes a difference, right, when you play smart. So
yeah, I was going to tell you, I was hate listening to Chicago Bears radio this week after the game to hear them talking about Ben Johnson. I
can't imagine.
They are souring. They are souring quickly on Ben, which they think he's got this like male persona trying to be tough. He's trying to be like Dan Campbell, but he's not. And he's just in this weird, mad scientist vibe. I mean, that's an overreaction, just like we would have an overreaction if we were 0-2, but I just thought it was interesting of like the Dan Campbell tree, both are 0-2, right? Jets and Chicago with Aaron Glenn. So, but yeah, I mean, any other takeaways for you from the game, I guess, from the Bears or Lions side of the house?
Oh man. I mean, I think that if I could finish the Bears takeaways first real quick is, that's a team that needed to, that's a game that the boys needed to step up for Ben Johnson there, and they didn't. And that's not a good look. Right. So tough on Ben Johnson, really. And then from our side, I mean, you put 52 points up, but like you played trash. Yeah. You played a poverty team. So it's great. And I think that was like a nice confidence boost to go into this next stretch of the season. But the pass rush still isn't there. Marcus Davenport, look at my surprise face that he's hurt again.
I mean, come on.
It's just that's the frustrating part, right? Is like, because going back to like before the season, we knew it was going to be tough. We knew it wasn't going to be a 15-win season again. We knew we probably weren't going for, I mean, we can go for the 1 seed, but Philly's here. Yeah. The Packers are here. You're playing for, right? You're just playing for the playoffs and to get hot at the right time. Yeah. And I think this team has everything that they need to peak at the right time and make a deep playoff run. Yeah. Except what they're missing is a pass rush. And that's just, it's kind of malpractice not to have that at this point, right? You think like 3 years into your Super Bowl window, quote unquote, to still no pressure on the quarterback. And Aleem McNeil coming back will help eventually, but that's not till December, right? Like what's the plan?
He's not much of he'll get pressures, but that's not his game. He's more of a run stopper. Yeah. He'll occupy a double team, which should help a guy like Aiden Hutchinson. But you even saw in that Packers game, I mean, Aiden was non-existent. Granted, his first
No.
game back after a major injury, but like he was getting double teamed. I actually loved. Kelvin Shepard came out after the game at his press conference last week and was like, I don't give a shit if you're a stud like that. Like you got to find a way to make an impact when that's happening. I mean,
Calvin Shepard's legit.
I have a lot more confidence in him probably just in general than I do in John Morton, just because I just think Calvin's a young up and coming defensive coordinator. But yeah, I agree. This is where, to me, the litmus test is going to be the Ravens. Like what team is going to show up with the Ravens? They're, I mean, one of the premier teams in the AFC, right? Them, the Bills.
Yeah.
I mean, those are probably the two perennial favorites coming out of the AFC right now, or both of those teams, right? They played a thriller in week 1. You got a mobile quarterback, which we know kills the Lions. We got stomped last time we were in Baltimore. We got crushed that game. Like, this will be a good test. Like, I'm going in expecting to lose just because we do so horrible with these mobile quarterbacks.
An incredible running game with Derrick Henry's so hard to stop.
He's so good. I mean, what a perfect fit that was for him going to Baltimore. But yeah, we're not as bad as we showed in week 1. We're not as good as we probably looked in week 2. We're somewhere in the middle, which is generally where most things lie, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I was happy to see the offensive line played way better. But again, is that you're at home, you're not on a silent count, right? Like the crowd's quiet when you're hiking the ball. Like, you're going to Baltimore, it is going to be loud and rambunctious, and they're like, it's going to be very similar to maybe what you had week 1 in Lambeau. I mean, I heard based on what I was reading, it sounds like Lambeau was just bumping that first week. They just got Micah Parsons, all that, but
yeah, sure.
I'm going in this weekend. I will be pleasantly surprised if we were to win this game. This is like a statement game for us. If we come out and go win in Baltimore, I think my feelings next week will be, okay, we're better in quotes than I thought we were, than where we kind of sit today.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're just good. We're going to learn a lot about this team every week. Yeah. Is the way I see it. And then Kansas City's off to a tough start. Joe Burrow's dead. Like, there's a lot of
is dead.
And so there's a lot of things. It's just so funny how quickly things change in the NFL, right? Mm-hmm. You look at like two good teams expected to be good and have really big challenges for us early in the season. Kansas City doesn't look great. Obviously, they're still Kansas City. It's not an easy out by any means. And then Cincinnati without their stud quarterback, and it wasn't really looking great with him, right? Not only is that game a lot different now, but now we're thinking about what is Cincinnati going to do? And is like Trey Hendrickson getting back into the market because he's only signed over a 1-year deal, and it makes perfect sense for them to just move on and do like a soft reset.
Yeah. Right. The schedule. Mean? Yeah. And this is where your schedule, right, to start the year always looks horrific. And then you get a couple injuries. Like, I'm actually going to be at that Cincinnati game in Cincinnati, which will be sweet.
Oh, cool. Thanks for the invite.
I'm going to see my sister. She got club seats, which is sick, just for her and I. No one else is going, which is great.
Wow.
All you can eat.
That's great.
Yeah. Although I was hoping for a Burrow Goff matchup, but I guess it's going to be Jake Browning is going to be at the helm. But yeah, it's that we're going to get at that point in these next 4 weeks where you're going to figure out, like, again, the Bears looks like they don't have anything going, right? You look at Kansas City, like, they're in a really weird fucking spot too, right? They're 0-2. I mean, only 10 or 11% of teams that start 0-2 make the playoffs. Like, that's why this win last week was huge for us. You do not want to fall into an 0-2 hole. But the schedule's going to shake its way out. I think we got Cleveland coming up too, right? So you hope, all right, if we could get out of here 2-2 to start the year, all things considered, with how we looked week 1, I would be more than satisfied with that.
Really quick note, because you mentioned Cleveland, and Cleveland sucks. I don't know what the score of the Tigers game is, but
it is still 2-0 in the top of the
great
ninth.
Offense is humming today.
Yep.
Who's a huge boner?
Who?
Myles Garrett. Do you see his comments after they got beat by Baltimore? They lost like 40-10 or something like that.
No, I did not. What did he say?
He was like, "This shit's embarrassing, dude." It's like, bro.
Yeah.
You demanded to be traded and then completely balked at that to take the money to stay there. And then 2 games in, you're bitching about what, like, you're just a punk at that point. Like, you're a great player.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like, and I'd love to have you here, but like, you sound like a complete chode when you say that kind of shit.
Just because it's like that sit in, like, well, I'll be curious when the next, when the NFL bargaining agreement comes up. I think they're going to get rid of that. Like, I'm going to report to camp, not get fined because technically I'm in camp and my hamstring hurts. Like, there's no freaking way that should be allowed, right? Like, what do they do? The sit in or whatever the hell it is, where like, I'm going to show up to camp, but I'm not practicing.
Right.
That's bullshit. He got his money, rightfully so. Good for you. Like, just don't necessarily don't be surprised with where you're at. Did you think Kevin Stefanski was going to turn this around? Did you think you were in a good spot with 17 quarterbacks on your team?
Right.
Like, what did you think was going to fucking happen? Like, you could have taken less money. You've seen some of the greats do it, right? I'm going to take less money to go to a better team, give them a chance to win still, right? And like that, he could have certainly imagine if he said, I want to go to Detroit and guys, I'm willing to take, I don't know, $25 million a year, which is, I know is crazy. But let's say he said, I want to do that because I want to go after a Super Bowl. Like, totally within his right to do that. Or maybe you want to go to Kansas City or Baltimore or whatever it is. You chose to go back to Cleveland. You took the cash. So you made your bed. You fucking sleep in it now.
Yeah,
like,
you have to.
You're also part of the reason you suck. Let's be clear on that. You just gave up 40 points to your point. Like, part of the reason not good,
Yeah, so, because you're taking up 30% of the salary cap. Right?
Yeah. It's a fascinating.
I don't know. I saw that quote come out of him, and I was like, dude, like, it's one thing to say it. Like, if you were to say it 2 years into that contract, be like, man, this is just like, we're not quite there, and it sucks.
Yeah.
But this is 2 games into you.
Yep.
Signing that big deal after demanding to be traded, and like, not even just like demanding to be traded. You made a public statement. Yeah. On your Instagram saying like how you wanted to be traded. And then
it's tough look.
Oh, sorry, I'm taking the money. Actually, this shit's embarrassing. Like, dude. Yeah. Like, you're just a boner at that point.
I love that you call him a boner. So interesting.
That's a really cool, I think boner and jabroni are good. Good digs at people.
Any other, so I think we've talked Lions, big game this week against Baltimore. I don't think there's a ton more to unpack there. I think we'll have a lot more to unpack next week. Great showing. Ben Johnson looks like he's in trouble. Team feels like they may have quit on him, which is fascinating 2 games in. I think it just shows just because you're a good coordinator does not mean you are going to be a good head coach. And that will forever be true no matter how sexy of a name you are. How many guys have we seen that are these like great offensive coordinators that fall from the Kyle Shanahan tree and Dan Campbell, whoever it is, right? Like Bill Belichick, and they are not that person. Like, it is
like Matt Patricia, right? And I think part of it, or I wonder, right, and as we're talking about this, I just kind of thought of it, is I wonder if there's some sort of, I mean, obviously we're not in the locker rooms. We don't know what it's like, what the culture's like, but I wonder if when guys like that come from like the Patriots way, right, you start to like instill that culture somewhere else. Yeah. And it just seems inauthentic. Did you have a pencil in your ear too, by the way?
I did.
Like Matt Patricia.
That's why I did that.
You are such a boner. But like I wonder if players just like pick up on like an inauthenticity, if that's the right word, right? Of like you're trying to be Dan Campbell culture, but this just like you're forcing it, and like just do your own thing, right? And I think that's what makes a coach successful. I don't know, maybe not.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good point. I think it's hard to find your own voice. That's why when I looked at a guy like Ben Johnson or Aaron Glenn, who I thought was going to be, and I still believe in the long run will be a better coach as Aaron Glenn, because
I think so
I just look at a guy like him and you hear the way he talks and speaks. It felt natural. Like he feels like a mini Dan Campbell, right? Just the way that he like controls the room, whether or not it's going to work or not. Just like Dan Campbell, he will go down swinging. Like that is like his you're going to know that like he's firm in his ways. He's going to do what he wants to do. If it fails, it fails. Versus a guy like Ben Johnson, I never felt like he had that ability to necessarily command a room just when we listened to like his press conference and stuff. But again, he's a mastermind at drawing up offensive plays. And it's like, maybe if he had a better quarterback on Sunday, maybe they would have been a closer game. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's a Caleb thing and he's just masking how great Ben Johnson really is. But
maybe
there's so much changeover now in the NFL too, with these coaches that like, it used to be, it's like college, right? You used to have 3, 4, 5 years to really get your shit together. And it's like, now it's you got like year one, and then by middle of year two, like remember how much heat Dan Campbell was getting? Like it's like you don't have that much time before you will get let go, or depending on the owner that you have. And it's like these guys are in a position where you can't build for some long-term future because that's for somebody else will be doing that with your guys.
Right. Yeah. Unless you're Steve Eiserman. But that's for a different. I know. Really quick before we get
me started. Why do you got to go to?
Because so three quick things that I was thinking about too of that game that I think are just worth noting. One, I think it's awesome to be on the other end of an SOL moment. Right.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm talking about, right? At the end of the half, when the referee calls Tesla out of bounds.
Yeah.
And he's actually in bounds.
Yeah.
And they keep running the clock because the play clock, the timekeeper is accurate in running the clock because he landed in bounds, and we can't get the snap off.
Yeah.
Right. But after review or whatever, right?
Yeah.
The official called him out of bounds. And they reviewed it, said he was in bounds, which automatically goes back to a 10-second runoff of the time that he caught the ball, and gives us 6 free seconds to make one play, and there's a touchdown. Like that happened to the Lions 15 times in my life, and to be on the other end of it is just it feels good.
Oh, it was bad. We had that one really bad loss. Who was that? Atlanta,
right? When after review, 10-second runoff, and there's 6 seconds left, so that's the end of the game.
Wasn't it
Golden Tate, I think?
Yep. At the goal line, and he thought he was in, and then he wasn't. It's like, by rule, it's a 10-second runoff, the game is over, and you're like, come on.
Yep. And then brutal. Later the NFL's like, oh, the game can't end on a review. There should have been 1 second left. The other 2 quick things, you commented to us on the chat or on a group text. You asked if Terrion Arnold sucks.
Yeah.
I don't have the answer to that. Do you? How do you feel about that?
I think that Terrion Arnold, I think he's going to be a good cornerback. I don't think he's going to be a number 1 lockdown corner based on what I've seen.
I think the same way. And I was thinking about it. There's very few of those guys in the league.
Yeah.
Like he got cooked on that 3rd and long.
Yeah,
and then ended up getting a pass interference call.
Yeah, because he's grabbing.
Which is terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think I don't know for anyone out there that because he had some good plays. He had some good plays in the second half, and the receivers in this league are so good. I don't know. I just feel like he's going to be good, not great. Which is fine. Because it's hard to find like the Sauce Gardners of the world, right? Like those guys don't come along. All the time. There's not many of them out there.
He's ranked right now on the season, just for context. He is ranked. His overall grade is 52.4 on PFF, which is ranked 101st out of 141 cornerbacks. So not great. Now, his run defense grade, 14th out of 141. His coverage, 108. So which is great. I'm all about a guy that can stop the run, but you are out there, especially in this defense, you are going to be on an island.
Yeah.
But again, we saw that with Darius Slay, right? It took him 2-3 years before he got smoked on Thanksgiving his rookie year. I remember he was getting lit up.
Yeah, and then he turned it on.
Yeah,
it's a hard position.
I'm hoping that'll happen with Terrion. It's just a little bit weird because we have such great safeties too that you would think that would benefit him, and maybe that's what he's doing. He's playing a little bit more risky because he knows he's got coverage with Kirby and Brian Branch. It's when I watch him. It's just every play, it feels like he's a half step behind. Like just every crossing route, he's just versus a guy like,
he had a couple good breakups. Not even breakups. He was just draped all over his guy a few times.
Which is like I think he's going to get better in those plays where he's, a long play down the field. He's tangled up with somebody. Maybe he's not going to be so handsy like he was before. Like I think he'll naturally get better with that. To me, it's like his raw speed. I just don't think he's that quick to stay with some of these guys, which I think is where we struggle. So I don't know him or who's like Amik Robertson. You look at a guy like him, way undersized, but just feels like he's
in tune with the flow of the game. Like he's kind of a ball hawk, right? He's just kind of in the right spot at the right time.
Yeah, that's exactly that's kind of how I feel. And
which maybe if that comes to Terrion Arnold, right? Like that kind of like intuition or IQ gets built up, he'll be better.
It's probably my expectation for Terrion, per usual, is maybe
Right.
doesn't match up to who the player is, but he was drafted at the end of the first round, damn near the second round. Like him and Rakestraw were supposed to be together. Like as long as one of those two worked their way out, it would have been better. But you know, it is what it is.
My only last thing, because I know we want to get to some more stuff here.
No, it's cool.
My favorite quote about the Lions from the weekend is Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports.
Yes,
he's
love Dave Portnoy.
Talking about Isaac Tesla. Mm-hmm. He was like, okay, so is this guy just going to have the catch of the season every week? And so far, that's how it's been.
I believe he's got 2 catches, one with each hand, correct? With just one-handed?
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, I think he's got one left-handed, one right. Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
incredible athleticism. I'd love to see him get going.
For sure. And the reason they picked him clearly is Khalif Raymond's getting older. They re-signed, I mean, I think you said it, Steve, J-Mo, Amon-Ra, and Tesla are going to be like, that's an elite receiving core, assuming Tesla can build out. We don't know what his route running looks like and all that yet. He's obviously got great hands. You can build in the route running and all that, which I think is what they will do. But I mean, Dan Campbell said it this week. He's going to get more involved in the office. Sounds like that first week he was sick, so he missed damn near all practice against Green Bay. Last week was just a funky game. It was more of the Amon-Ra J-Mo game. Like that's just, I think, what was there. And Amon-Ra's so good. He's just so good that it's hard to take throws away from him. But I think Tesla's going to he's going to get some more PT. Like you can't be playing Khalif Raymond over Tesla when Tesla's doing what he's doing. It's just not going to happen. You're going to see more even. But dude, Brad Holmes, there's one position that dude knows how to draft. It is fucking wide receiver.
Yeah. I mean, we could have. I mean, by the time midseason comes around, you could have 3 studs. You could have 3 stud wide receivers
for sure.
As long as we stop giving Amon-Ra handoffs.
That was so funny.
Running up to get up the gut.
Although he did have like a 5-yard gain once, and then he got stuffed at the line the other one.
It's like, dude, let's not do that anymore.
Yeah. Those are three good takeaways. Yeah, the Terrion Arnold stuff is shocking to me. I think it's also just like is what we saw with the offensive line. Is that real, or are they going to hold up? Graham Glasgow looked way better against the Bears, but again, it's playing against the Bears. So now I feel like the Bears are so bad. I got to use that caveat of like, you did it against the Bears. You know what I mean? Does it?
Yeah,
does
Bears
it really
got some talent though. They got Montez Sweat coming up front. Like they're not bums, but
no,
I think just that whole team, just the Bears,
that's tough, man. Like all
this
hype with Ben Johnson. It's tough. It's a tough look. Yeah. Okay, my one thing for you: the fans yelling, "F Ben Johnson." Did you hear this? And then Jared Goff came out after and was like, "Listen, I don't think he deserved that. He did a lot for Detroit." My personal feeling is, I love it. Like, do you think those people in the stands are actually like, oh, I can't stand Ben Johnson? Come on, it's all part of sports. Like of course I'm thankful for what he did for me. Last time I checked, we did not win a Super Bowl. So like, yes, I'm grateful for the time that you were here, but like, sure, you did a lot for Jared Goff. Like, seems like a really great guy, but that's all in the spirit of the game. Like, I don't know. I just thought it was funny. Jared Goff's like, hey, he doesn't deserve it. And Ben Johnson had gone out and said Caleb Williams is more athletic and he can't wait to be around an athletic quarterback. He's never been around one his whole career. It's like, Jared Goff took the high road, which I am not shocked by that. Because Ben Johnson is giving me like Weasel vibes.
He's a little slimy. He's got some slime to him.
Like, remember he talked smack about Matt LaFleur and then they, like how you said, whatever, he's looking forward to beating Matt LaFleur or something like that. And then someone asked Matt LaFleur, like, hey, do you know Ben Johnson well? And he's like, not at all. No, I don't know why he would say that. It's like not good to go creating enemies in the NFC North already when Ben Johnson's kind of got a little bit of like that punchable face. Yeah. 100%. Going on. But who cares? Like, fuck Ben Johnson when he's here. Right. Like, I want no ill will against him. Right. Like, I don't want like anything to happen to him. But like when you're playing against us, like insert coach, coordinator, player here. Right. And I think it's especially true if you used to be here, like Matt Stafford, right? Yeah. He's here for a long time. He did a lot of cool things here in Detroit. But when he comes here, dude, fuck that dude. Yeah.
and his
we got to
wife.
have a Matt Stafford podcast at some point because I'm sorry, Matthew Stafford. I've gotten in some heated debates with my buddies about this. Okay, can we talk Tigers real quick? We have to.
What's the score? What do we got?
You know, it's 4-0 now. They gave up 2 runs in the ninth.
Cool.
Steve, we are in a dark place with the Tigers. Can we just level set of where we're at? Their magic number is 7. They're playing the Guardians. I believe they're 5.5 up on the Guardians tonight. Guardians win tonight. They're going to be 4.5 up with, I believe, 10 to play, something like that, and 3 more games left with the Guardians. Steve, they are in an epic free fall right now. They have lost any and all swagger that we had earlier on the year has pretty much been completely depleted. And I'm not trying to speak like in hyperbole here. I think this is an accurate statement. If you look at them over the last 40 games or 50 games, they're playing, or 80 games, sorry, they're playing 500 baseball. Starting pitching has fallen off. They don't know how to hit. Like, Tigers aren't about to blow this division lead, right? Like, am I overreacting? Like, that's not going to happen, right?
I mean, you hope not. You hope they're not about to blow the division lead. It would be a pretty colossal implosion if they did, but at the same time, how surprised? Well, not even that. Like, yeah, thank you, Kevin Garnett.
Yes.
Not even. How surprised can you really be? Right.
Yeah.
And we talked about it a little bit. This is a team that Scott Harris didn't. He inherited a lot of. While some of these pieces are good, some of these pieces, one of these pieces particularly, is very, very good and elite in Terskuval. He inherited this team. This is not his team that he built. Right. And there's a clear commitment to his own vision as opposed to complementing what he has to work with now. Right. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it does.
So how surprised can you actually be?
I think that's probably it. It feels like we were playing out of our skis probably to start the year.
Yeah.
And then we've just come back down to earth. And the team we are right now is probably more realistic of who we are. It's just, I cannot now again, we haven't blown the lead yet. Like, we're still up. I'd still rather be in our position, right? We're up 4.5 games. Like, we're going to have to really, really lose. But Cleveland's 10-1 in their last 11. Tigers are, I think, 4-8, 4-9,
4-6 in their last 10. Yeah. I mean,
they just have not been good. Something is just, it's like when you see a team that's rolling and feeling good and you see a team that just appears to be stressing, it's just like, it feels to me like you just said, they've regressed to what I thought they were. And it's hard when you've been so much better that even if we do make the playoffs, which I'm hoping and confident that we will, my confidence level going into the playoffs with this team, I mean, Skubal had to come out of his start last week because he had some soreness on his side. Who knows what that's going to be like? I think he's pitching tomorrow, which, of course, like, got to have a game from Skubal, like, because you don't want to get swept by Cleveland and have them leave town and you're down 3.5 and you're about to go play 3 in their park, which is a tough turnaround. But it's even my confidence level going in. It's like we talked about. Who's your game 2 starter in the playoffs? Is it Mize?
That's what I mean, man.
Is it Skubal? Like,
Jack Flaherty? Like, I just you look at the pieces that we have to work with. Parker Meadows, great defender. That's basically it. Right. And I'm just going through today's lineup. Yeah. Andy Ibanez, does he have a role on any other team? Right.
By the way, before we started this pod, it was 2 guys on, no outs. Yeah. Ibanez up, and that's who you're pinch hitting is Andy Ibanez, and he hits. I mean, I think he struck out on 4 four pitches. Yep. Like, that's who's coming off the bench. It's not Suarez or some other guy. It's, gee, should we bring in Jake? Like, Jake Rogers came in the other night in the key game. It was like, that's who we're pinch hitting. I think we pinch hit Colt Keith for Jake Rogers. And it's like, I don't care how bad Colt Keith is. There is no way in hell I want Jake Rogers hitting over Colt Keith. Like, there's not a world that exists.
Let me run through like just today's lineup. And here's where I'm kind of coming at with this team. Parker Meadows, defensive guy, right? Yep. Not a Scott Harris guy. Gleyber Torres, 1 year, a 1 year player he's having a solid year, still probably a replacement level player.
He's regressed heavily.
He's hitting 250 with a 7-something OPS, right? That's a little higher than league average.
Yes.
Kerry Carpenter, cool if you're going to have a righty on the mound.
Yep.
Again, like one of our better power hitters, cannot hit left-handed pitching.
Nope.
So he's not going to be out there. Spencer Torkelson. Come on.
He's been better.
I mean, he's been better. He's been better, but this is a guy that, again, he is going to be, you're going to have to make a plan with him. Just like Riley Green. Yeah. Spencer Torkelson and Riley Green are two guys you're going to have to account for what you're going to do with them in the future. Riley Green leads the league in strikeouts by a large margin. Great player, a really good player, not a great player. Very good, but is this the kind, like, what does Scott Harris love? Guys that control the strike zone, and Riley Green's not that guy. Dylan Dingler, solid. Colt Keith, I really do like Colt Keith. I think he's a solid young player. He hasn't had time to fit in at any one position yet, and he's still hitting. Yeah. He's still a pretty a league average player in his young 20s. Zach McKinstry, the super utility man, the Swiss Army knife. Who
should be deployed in that. He should be the Don Kelly of this team, where you insulate him. He comes in as a, like, that's a guy you're okay pinch hitting somewhere because you had to make a pinch running. Like, sure, he shouldn't have to be depended on with, you know how many, he has the fourth most at bats this year on the team with 426.
That's insane.
Too many.
Look at these guys. You have Andy Ibanez, Trey Sweeney, Wenzel Perez, Zach McKinstry, and Jahmai Jones all got at bats tonight, which I understand how AJ Hinch manages the game, and I think there's a value to having guys that can come up and slot in. But Matt Vierling can't get healthy. Like, your team is just chock full of these
tryhards.
Bench, these bench, like, super utility players, and it just doesn't. Yeah. Again, even if we kept the momentum going, I just think when push comes to shove against a good, balanced team,
I agree.
You were going to get killed. So
you're kind of with me on, like, the regression to what we thought they were going to be this year. I think, to your point, the difference, what happened last year and what makes a difference this year is it's that swagger, it's that moxie, it's that ability to, like, squeeze the best ounce or the most you can out of every player you possibly have. And it's like, I can confidently look at this roster and say, I think AJ Hinch has squeezed every ounce of talent he could from this roster. But the reason we got hot last year, our bullpen was absolutely incredible. Bo Brisky.
Lights out.
I mean, just Tyler Holton. Think of all those guys last year, that Sean Gunther, Will Vest, like, all of these guys were studs last year. They just don't have that same swagger this year. Like, the offense has dropped and the bullpen's not as good, right? Like, look at last night, what an incredible game last night was. I don't know, Steve, if you were watching, but Tigers are down 3-2 in the ninth, 2 outs. I think it was like a 2-2 count on Kerry Carpenter. He pinch hit. He hits a bomb to center field, 425 feet, whatever it was, like just over the wall to tie the game. Like, one of those, like, JD Martinez moments. Remember when he came off the DL or whatever, and Mario's like, man, if he hits it out here, and he hit it out, right? Like, only for the next inning, Will Vest to give up, I think, 4 extra base hits before he recorded an out, and they lose. And Torque ends up hitting a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 10th, which ended up not matter. And it's like, last year they got the hit. Last year they walked it off. Last year they would have protected that lead and then won in the 10th. The talent's just not there on the pitching side. Yeah. And when you're not there on the pitching side, with an offense like ours that can maybe scratch along 1 or 2 runs, like, you get in the playoffs against these big bopper teams, right? Like, look at Cleveland, even with Steven Kwan and Jose Ramirez. They're killing us. Killing us.
Those are 2 elite level players. And that's what I mean. Like, to your point, AJ Hinch does a really good job of squeezing every last drop out of his guys.
For sure. Do not put this on him by any stretch of the imagination.
But imagine if the guys he was getting every last drop out of were Alex Bregman.
Exactly.
Were, insert
yes,
legit number 2 starter here.
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Like not just calling up guys or relying on these young guys. And that's where I get worried, right? Is this is not, a lot of these guys are not Scott Harris's guys.
Yeah.
And I just feel like he's committed to, again, similar to Steve Yzerman, right? He's got a plan. He's got a vision. He's sticking to it no matter what. He will add around the margins.
Yeah.
But following through with his plan, where and that just seems to be the plan of every GM in this town right now.
I don't get it, Steve. We've had this discussion on the stubbornness of these GMs. It's like,
I think
the Tigers, at least the Tigers tried with Bregman. Like, I wish there would have been, but it was all or bust with him. It's like, the fact we got Javi Baez is going to be a key bat if we make it to the playoffs. I mean, he's regressed to his normal self. They're throwing breaking balls, 4 feet out of the zone, and he's swinging on. It's the thing that kills me about a team, Steve, around all of our teams is I don't care if you lose. Like, I can be mad if you lose, right? Like, I can be pissed at that. It's when it's not competitive. Like, that's where I watch some of these Tigers games, and you watch some of these at bats, and they're down 0-2 the first 2 pitches. They're not even taking one. And next thing you know, it's a fastball right down the middle. And I know I'm not a baseball player. I know baseball's hard. I totally get it.
Sure.
But
yeah,
it's like we don't have enough of, like, you see a guy like Riley Green, who's supposed to be the star of this team, goes up there and just gets lit up, right? He's striking out 3-4 times a game, these big at bats, and he's not delivering. It's like, that's when I get mad, because it's not that you're losing. It's the way that you're losing. You're not competitive. Like, look at tonight. Yeah. It's the biggest series of their season right now against the Guardians. They've now lost 2 in a row at home. They lost 4-0 tonight with 3 hits. And they had a miraculous home run last night to tie it in the ninth, only to give up, 5 runs in the bottom of the 10th with your closer on the mound, by the way? Like, that's to me, that's there's like a non-competitiveness to that I'm like, well, are you trying right now? Like, where's the juice,
Right. And that's where it's like, we don't have to go back to the days of the 2012, 2013 Tigers when we had just every big signing, every big player. Like, we don't need that. I think, but you do need some guys that come up in big situations. And
they just don't have it right now.
They don't. And I mean, you could argue Kerry Carpenter is that guy, but like, that's the guy I want coming off the bench. If I can be honest, that's the guy I want my 4th outfielder. Zach McKinstry, I want him to be my Matt Veerle. I want him to be my backup infielder.
Yep.
Right? Where like, this guy's going to come in, he can play all over the diamond, and former All-Star. Right? And he deserved it this year. He's had a really good year.
For sure. We had 6 All-Stars or whatever it was. I mean, like, it was, the Kerry Carpenter thing is baffling to me too, because he's so good. I mean, he's got an 819 OPS. He's hitting 258. I'd love to see his splits against lefty righties. But what I think is so interesting though is, like, as good as he is, the fact that you have to pinch hit for him because he can only hit from one side, like, that just immediately deteriorates the value. Like look at that game last night. Now, granted, he hit this awesome home run. So this is probably coming out on Wednesday or Thursday. So this will be the first game with Cleveland. He hits a monstrous home run. He got 1 at bat that night in the 9th. Now, it mattered, of course, but there was 8 other innings where it would have been great to have that bat in the lineup. But AJ's like, I got a one time only shot to fire this guy because I can't play him due to the matchups. And it's like, so now I got Jake Rogers pinch hitting because I can't have Kerry Carpenter. Like, you can't depend on a guy like that, to your point, as an everyday guy. It's got to be that becomes your guy off the bench. That's the talent level you got to have.
Yep. Which is now that guy coming off the bench is key. Like, you got when you can't change the pitcher and you got a righty out there, and suddenly we're pinch hitting Kerry Carpenter with 2 runners on. Yeah. Right, with down 1 run in the 8th inning. Okay, that's a problem for that pitcher. That's a problem. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And we just don't have the luxury of being able to do that. No. Right. Because going back to Scott Harris is committed to this vision, committed to this direction that he wants to build a team, which I respect. And I think it's going to ultimately be good. Yeah. And I think, like, I trust Brad Holmes for the most part. I wish he'd get a pass rusher. And I trust, right. And I trust Trajan Langdon, right? He's already done a better job and is sticking to his plan, right? But then you have Yzerman, who's just year 7 of this, and it's like, dude, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So let her rip on that one.
I can't even talk about Steve Yzerman's press conference today, Steve.
Yeah.
All right, let's just get into it because I got to get it out, and then I know we're coming up on time. Guys, we're doing a hard transition. We're doing a hard transition into the Yzer plan. Steve Yzerman came out today, and they had their pre-training camp, whatever it is, press conference or whatever. He's doing it on VC, of course, or on, he's not in front of the reporters, of course. I was reading a lot today how he's very limited and he only lets the people ask one follow-up question. Like Yzerman is very controlled. He does not want anything to come out of the ordinary. But Steve, do you know how many years it's been since we made the playoffs?
10?
9.
9, yeah.
9 years from one of the most storied franchises in NHL history. So Steve Yzerman coming out today saying, the goal, this is this cop-out that keeps coming up. And I know I keep getting argues. My buddy Billy, listens to the pod. I mention him all the time. We get a lot of sports arguments. Steve Yzerman keeps going with this narrative of, I know you guys want me to make the playoffs, but I'm here to build a Stanley Cup winner. That's such a lame excuse. You got to get to the playoffs to win the Stanley Cup. You can't even make the playoffs. So by his logic, what I should expect is we're not going to make the playoffs at all for 9 years. And then we're just going to win the cup in year 10 is what I should be expecting.
We're going to go to the conference. We're going to be a powerhouse the next year.
Yeah. And it's like
just suddenly just like, oh, yeah, this is the year we're number 1 seed in the East.
Yeah.
Number 2 seed.
Like, he literally said, I want to read this quote. He said, well, because someone said, you feeling pressure? And he said, we're trying to improve every year. Ultimately, the goal here is to build a team that can compete for the Stanley Cup. I totally agree with that. And he said, you can't compete for the Stanley Cup, obviously, until you make the playoffs, which I agree. But our goal, again, is to be a team that can compete for the Stanley Cup. So, again, these rebuilds take time. How much time? I can't really predict. Everybody is different. Like then,
I was fine with it until that last sentence.
Right. It's like, okay, so I'll just, you tell me when you're ready, Steve. You tell me when you are ready to accelerate, because I will say this always. Name me any other player or any other team in this town other than Steve Yzerman that would not be under the hot seat for not having made the playoffs, in his first 6-7 years here. It would not happen. He would be fired. Outside of Matt Millen with Ford, who had a gun to his head or something going on. I don't know how the heck Millen lasted that long.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way, right? Like, Stan Van gone. At least he even made the playoffs. At least he took a swing with Blake Griffin. It was a horrible swing, but at least he took his shot.
Sure.
Steve Yzerman's so disconnected from the fan base. I think that makes it so frustrating, and people take it like, I don't like Steve Yzerman. Steve Yzerman's been like a hero growing up.
I know.
He just has been a bad GM.
I still, to this day, one of my favorite things that I have is the captain's last step, that picture of him coming off the ice for the last time in 2006. I had like a beautiful framed $200 thing that's in a box, actually, not hanging up in my basement. But Steve,
where is that guy? Do you see that guy in our GM? Killer instinct, tough competitor, willing to do whatever it takes, playing with an injury. Do you see that same type of energy as a GM? I just have not seen it.
So in a way, I kind of do, in the sense that he's authentic. He's unapologetically him, right?
Fair.
Like
Steve Yzerman
as a
player.
When he was a player,
quiet,
he was never like a slam the stick on the boards and
for sure
hire everybody up, lead by example kind of guy.
Yeah.
And I think that and there's some stubbornness to him, right? To where this is his plan and he's sticking to it. If you don't like him, fuck off.
Yeah.
Right. But you would think that 7 years in, we would not be floundering in that same realm of mediocrity that we've been since he came in. And it's just and even the way that these teams, right? Like what was it, 2 years ago, they went on that incredible run and then completely shit the bed.
Yes.
and missed the playoffs. And then last year,
Same thing.
They fire what's his nuts.
Yeah, Blashill.
Yep, bring in the
they fired
not
Gru.
Blashill. They fired
come on.
What's his name?
Derek Lalonde.
Gru, yes.
I call him Gru, right?
Gru,
didn't he look like Gru
he did look like Gru from Despicable Me.
Fired him. We went on a win streak with McClellan, you know.
And I sit on the toilet. But they fire him, bring in the
Tom
other guy.
McClellan.
Now, thank you. I can't remember anyone's name.
That's fine.
And they get hot again, and then they fall off.
And then they blow it again. Yeah.
And, it's just like, I don't know.
I know. It's frustrating.
Now, this could all change. Maybe when Conor McDavid eventually, inevitably says, like, I can't do it here anymore.
Yeah.
Right, in Edmonton. Comes back and...
See, I just don't even think Steve would do that.
Traded, but you don't think so? Yeah.
No. He's shown no inkling to do that. It's the same to me with Brad Holmes. It's the same shit. Trajan, I can't judge yet. Like, it's a little bit too early for him, but like, I think Scott Harris has got it in him. Baseball's a little bit different. I'm not a whole, but like, I don't see this. Again, it's like we said with the Lions this year, right? You got $50 million, bazillion dollars in cap, and we're worried about 3 years from now what our salary cap's going to look like. Like, it's
true.
The Red Wings are in a totally different situation where Steve Yzerman has money to spend. It's a capped league. Like, we're right up against the cap.
Mm-hmm.
He's just spent it incorrectly. So it's like, my thought is, yeah, sure. After 8-9 years, I sure as hell hope we have a Stanley Cup contender. I would like to think I could do that too. After 10 years of being a GM of a team, I would hope that I could at least maybe get them to the playoffs as a novice hockey person. Like, come on.
Yeah.
We're not asking for much.
I honestly think in 10 years you could do it.
Yeah, I probably sound like Wilson to everybody right now.
No,
I don't make 20
probably
out of.
Yeah, probably.
But whatever.
But I do think, like, thinking of guys like us who, yes, we don't have that experience of like running a team or playing the game, but But you know what we do know how to do?
Yeah.
We know how to hire people that do that. We know how to find people that complement our own strengths. Mm-hmm. Right. And I do truly believe that guys like us could be a GM and have success if given 10 years.
Because I think a guy like Yzerman hires, like, look who he surrounded himself with, right? It's legends of the team, which is fine. But like, is Chris Draper a great personnel guy? Like, I don't know. Sure, we traded him for a buck and he won a ton of Stanley Cups. You know who else I saw in Kroger the other day? I saw Kurt Maltby. Can he come back? He's hanging around. He looks great. He's buying some burgers and buns and Lay's chips. Let's bring him back into the club because he played for us for 10 years or whatever it is.
That's what he's buying is burgers and buns and Lay's chips.
That's actually what he was buying.
Ooh,
yeah. You would love this. He had 12-pack Molson, which was great to see, which is not a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, that's
it was so right. Like, did that shock you? It just was awesome. It was like, what kind of beer
that's what he
buying?
Would drink before he used to be on the commentary.
Yeah. And of course he had he had the double sixers, you know what I mean? Like the cans, which were so great. It was like, dude was not buying a case. He was going with like the meaty 6-packs, but
yeah, that was just
anyways. Yzerman, it is what it is. We're Red Wing season's coming up in a couple of weeks. I know they're getting going with training camp. We don't have to talk about it right now. I feel better. I had to get that off my chest.
Good. That's what we're here for.
The last thing I want to end on, then we can wrap this pod, Steve, is a quick update that came out from NCAA today that I wanted to make sure we cover because it's important. We've talked a lot about the transfer portal, everything going on with college football. And you know how, if you remember last year, like, essentially, there used to be a portal opening in the spring and kind of in the summer, right? So you'd give kids multiple chances to potentially leave their current teams. Even some of the teams that were in the playoff last year, right, were like fighting off to fend kids from leaving their team if they happened to not be in the playoff or they were in the playoff, which was insane. Mm-hmm. You had guys transferring the week before the national championship game, which was crazy. But the NCAA came out today and essentially said that they're going to adopt a proposal to eliminate the spring transfer portal, which moves away from the previous 2-window system that allowed players to submit their name in the portal over 30 days across the winter and the spring. So it eliminates post-spring movement where last year more than 1,000 players moved in that time frame, 1,000 players in that kind of like second window. They don't know when it's going to be yet, but my only thought was the NCAA is finally doing something in the right direction that could benefit what's going on with this craziness with college football of like there should be one-time portal. I think if your coach gets fired, I think they said automatically like a 30-day window opens up automatically if your coach gets canned, which is fantastic. I think that should be good. But that's it. I think it should be a one-time portal opening. You move. If you don't move in that time, that's got to be some unique circumstance for you to move. Unless they do without the contracts. If there was contracts, I wouldn't care. Make them sign a contract. They got to pay you back. We don't do that. But anyways, I just wanted to flag. I'm assuming you agree that that's a good move for college football, at least a step in the right direction.
Yeah, it's a great move. It cleans it up a little bit, and I think, to your point, at this rate, these are basically professional athletes, right? This is a minor league, essentially.
Yeah,
where you're going to have top prospects get paid big money. It's just like no other, like any other pro league. You get your top guy, you get paid big, and if you can make it and graduate to the pros, the NFL, you're going to get paid even more.
Yep.
Right. So look at Bryce Underwood, great example. Like you got paid, you took your money to go somewhere else. He should have a commitment. There should be a contract that he signs.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let him have an agent. Let him do all that stuff. Who cares? Sign the deal and clauses. Right. If your coach leaves, if your coach is no longer the coach of the team, you have the ability to transfer, right? Or you can transfer one time throughout the course of this contract, but when you transfer, this contract is null and void.
Yep.
Right? So if you sign your $10 million or whatever Bryce Underwood got, right, and he decides this summer that it's not for him, okay, great, you're giving us that money back.
Right. That's how it should be.
That's fair. That's fair. That cleans up all the bullshit.
Yeah.
While still being like partial to the players and empathetic to them, committing to a coach who then, gets fired or takes a job at another program, right? Because they might just want to go with him.
And you're still allowing the player to get what they deserve, which I'm all for them getting paid. I've never been against players getting paid ever. Sure. I'm against the fact that the player has all the advantage and the school has none. They have nothing to say. Oh, yep, I'm going to leave. Bye. See ya. Oh, we did it.
Yeah.
Nope, don't care. Nope.
Well, it's not even. Yeah, it's not even the school that I feel bad about. It's us as the fans. Like,
yeah,
it makes it so like there's just like it's just like disingenuous to be set up this way, right?
Yeah, there's no. There's no familiarity with the team. It'll take me 5 weeks before I'll get to know more than 10 guys on either Michigan or Michigan State. Just a reality.
100%. That's not to mention there's 12 teams in the playoffs. So it's like, okay, like cool. You made the playoff.
Yep.
Like that's not really anything to hang your hat on anymore. So
yeah, hopefully this is better for college football. Yeah. I just wanted to flag. I know we've talked a lot about just like some of the inefficiencies with college sports and NIL. And I think we're both proponents of, we're for the athletes, for the players, of course. They deserve to get paid, but there's got to be some rules and regulation behind it. So,
absolutely.
Okay, well that's it. We're at 58 minutes. It's 10:22 here on Wednesday night. Steve looks like he could pass out right now, which is great.
I am sleepy. Shout out to Martha Firestone Ford too for turning 100.
Hundo today. That's 100 years of losing. Wow.
Yeah, and looking kind of spunky, a little spry.
Oh yeah, did you see her in the locker room after the game?
That's what I mean. Like with her big old sunglasses on and just like.
There we go.
Like
I hope I look that way when I'm 100, dude.
Dude, yeah. Like
other than being a woman, like I hope I look that good. Like I hope I'm standing up.
If I look like a woman at 100, like I'm fine with it at that point.
She also spoke really well. Like
right.
Plus, you got to be old and a badass to wear sunglasses inside 24/7. Like that's just a power move if you have sunglasses on inside.
No, dude, that's because she has cataracts.
Yeah, I'm just saying you'd have to mention that.
No, there's no option. She doesn't have a choice.
But it's a power move. IDGAF. She doesn't even hide it. She's just like, I'm
I don't think so. That's like saying you're a pimp because you walk around with a cane. It's like, no, I need this. You know what I mean?
Man, Fantastic comparison. I have no counter argument.
Yeah, like I can't. Like I'm not giving her the props for the Sonny's inside.
Wow.
I mean, although it's not a bad look, but it's just like she doesn't have a choice.
I guess maybe that's it. I feel like it completes her look having the sunnies on.
Sure. Yeah.
I have no rebuttal off of your. Like I literally feel like we're in what's the old school when he debates and he's like, "There's nothing more I can say." That was perfect.
Notes. Yeah, no notes. No.
Anyways, all right. Well, we're officially at an hour. Steve, this has been great as always. Thank you for listening, everybody.
So sleepy.
No, it's okay. We are going to get back on the videos. We're going to get back on the Instagram reels and stuff. It's just been a busy couple months, but Steve and I agreed we are committed to getting stuff back up. So make sure, rate, review, subscribe. If you're still listening out there, we appreciate you. Should be back on early next week to talk hopefully a Lions victory. Steve, real quick, Baltimore favored 5.5. Taking Lions, you taking Baltimore? Let's hear it.
I'm taking Baltimore, but I don't think it's going to be. I think it'll be close. I think they win by like less than 10.
Okay. So Steve is taking Baltimore minus 5.5. I will do the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Steve, this was great. Everybody, thanks for listening. We will see you next week on another episode of Take the Points.
A True Underdog Podcast.
All right, we out. See you.
Bye.